welcome into Titans Today. I am your host, Brett Alper, and on today's show, we're going to be talking about the Titans rookie minicamp. We have some winners, and we have some losers. Now, because it's minicamp, you don't really get pads on. You kind of just see that person on the field in uniform for the first time, like this guy right here, Mr. Cam Ward. So let's just get started with it. Got 5 of them, and obviously you know he's a winner. Cam Ward, quarterback of the Tennessee Titans. I'm going to just say it out loud. New QB1. And if you were excited to see what he looked like in a Titans uniform, well, there you go. It's a red jersey. I love him rocking the 1. I know Warren Moon wore it beforehand, but it still looks good. He looks cool, calm, and collective. And we've already seen multiple signs of Cam Ward just showing that he's a leader, showing that he is the number one guy for the Titans, that he can bring this team up. And you saw it with the other new wide receiver, Elic Ayomanor, and Turin Davenport out of ESPN. He put his takeaways from rookie minicamp, and he said this: Ward and rookie receiver Ayomanor failed to connect on an in-breaking route during a rep in practice. The ball was a little low and behind Ayomanor, causing the pass to fall incomplete despite hitting his hands. Ward immediately signaled Ayomanor to come back and get another rep, and that one resulted in a clean connection. And that's truly just what you want to see out of your starting quarterback. I read a bunch of the articles. I've seen everybody talking about it. They say it was on Ayomanor, and this is just one rep. But if it goes right off of his hands and it's a clear drop and Cam Ward has already kind of taken the blame for it, I'll throw a better ball. Here, this is what we can do to get better. This is what we can do to be a team, because this connection is going to be great. And then coming back with the very next rep and completing a pass across the middle, which is an absolute bullet, I am so excited to see that. Build your chemistry now. You have a bunch of new wide receivers, including 3 rookies that I think are going to make the roster, and in Chimere, Dike, and Xavier Restrepo. Build your chemistry now. Work out with these guys as much as possible. And I know that I've also read that Cam Ward is working out with some of the veterans. I am giving this number 1 winner. Absolute winner for Cam Ward this season, and I'm excited for it. I'm excited to see the number 1 overall pick. I want to see kind of that big turnaround that every team has done when they get the franchise quarterback. So if you're excited for Cam Ward this season like I am, go ahead and spam it in the comments section. Spam me. Let the comments know that you're the biggest Cam Ward fan, because if you're a Cam Ward fan, like I'm a Cam Ward fan, I was a fan of him at Miami. I loved watching Mario Cristobal's offense with him. I think he's going to be a great quarterback. And if you also think like me, you can go and get his jersey too. Chatsports.com/Ward. We're going to put this in the comments and description for you in today's video if you don't want to type that all out. I mean, look at those jerseys. It's just, I love the kind of powder blue, and he's wearing number 1. So you can get yours today. Support the show. Support the sponsor. Chatsports.com/Ward. The next winner on my list is wide receivers. And I put a little asterisk on there, and you'll see why for later in the show. But I'm putting it as the wide receivers. And I say this because before the NFL draft and before free agency, this wide receiver room was terrible. And I mean absolutely terrible. Besides Calvin Ridley, you had Trayon Burks, and then you signed Van Jefferson, and it was like, okay, what do we got here? Then it improves and improves and improves. You go out and get a veteran in Tyler Lockett. That helps a veteran quarterback. Or not a rookie quarterback. And then you go out and draft Elic Ayomanor, you draft Chimere Dike, who is a speed demon, and then you go get the most hyped undrafted free agent ever in Xavier Restrepo. And if you want to talk about hype, this is from Sleeper Titans, and he tweeted out this. Shout out to him, and it's from Turin Davenport, the ESPN reporter. It says, in day 2 of Titans rookie camp, Xavier Restrepo was first in line for wide receiver drills and is the most polished of the wide receivers here. Make note that he was undrafted, and he is just one of the most polished. That is insane to me. And I'll talk more about it. Like, I know he had a terrible 40 time, and that's why he dropped. But this guy they were saying that he is just super quick off the gate. It keeps reminding me of Julian Edelman and like a Danny Amendola type player. That's what you're getting in Xavier Restrepo. And he already has chemistry with Cam Ward, so that's even more of a bump. And then to go off that, to go deep into the wide receivers, Elic Ayomanor, he said this at the podium, and he was just super excited to be a part of the Tennessee Titans. And he mentioned that he played hockey. Like, he said that being able to attack the ball is a mindset. He said the grit and the dog mentality he brings to football is something playing hockey has developed. I like that in a wide receiver. I don't like that Ted Ginn type play that you fall right to the ground right when you see someone coming at you. Pause. But with Ayomanor, if he has a hockey mentality, he's going to be able to go out there, catch the ball, and be able to brace for a hit. And I love that in a wide receiver. Dropped all the way to the later rounds of the draft, the third day of the draft. That's a win for the Tennessee Titans. And then also with Chimere, Dike, and Xavier Restrepo, they were also taking punt return reps. That's another reason why I think Restrepo is kind of like Julian Edelman. Punt return reps. But Chimere, Dike, you're probably going to be your starting kick returner, punt returner with that speed. But obviously a dub, absolute W for the wide receivers. And here's why I had the asterisk. Well, your loser, the one wide receiver that's still on the roster, and that is Trayon Burks. Trayon Burks is coming off a knee injury, and we don't know if he's going to be ready for the start of training camp. And if you go to the start of training camp and he's not ready, well, these guys are getting ready for the season, and you have a ton on the roster. Calvin Ridley, Tyler Lockett, Van Jefferson, Elic Ayomanor is your wide receiver 4. Then on the bench, Xavier Restrepo, Chimere, Dike. A bunch of guys there. Where does Trayon Burks fit on that type of roster? If Cam Ward has a connection with Van Jefferson, Ayomanor, and Xavier Restrepo, and Chimere, Dike, it's kind of time to seek a trade for who is going to take Trayon Burks. I just don't see him being on this roster in August. I'm not a fan. I've called him a first-round bust a million times. You got rid of A.J. Brown and drafted him to replace A.J. Brown, and it's just been a complete disappointment. He can't stay on the field. And not to mention that, I don't think the Titans, they see him as a bust also. They declined his 5th-year option. So he's going to be a free agent at the end of the year. And unless you show out, bro, you're not going to be here in 2026. And personally, I don't think you're going to be here in 2025. And Brian Callahan, he said this about Trayon Burks earlier last week, and it kind of just paints the picture. Nothing really super positive. He's got to get healthy first. That's the first part. He's still working back. We'll see where that ends up when he actually gets cleared. He's got to come in and make some plays. Yeah, because if you're not, you're going to lose your job. I think he's always had the ability, and he's shown flashes of it, but we're just looking for the consistency to show up when it's time to show up. And that's what I think that it needs to happen. Like, if you show up and you perform the way you do, there you go. But he hasn't proven as a Tennessee Titan. I think a fresh start would just help him. Get him in a new organization, new coaching staff, just a brand new fresh start. It didn't work out in Tennessee. It can go work out somewhere else. Now, if that includes trading him or even cutting him before the training camp happens, I could see that as a possibility. My other winners, just a couple of signings that we've had and a couple of important signings because these guys were just invited for a tryout for rookie minicamp. And after they performed, they get signed. You have TJ Sheffield, wide receiver out of UConn. He had a solid 2024 in college, 54 catches, 505 yards, 3 touchdowns, and a long catch of 58. And then you have Drake Dabney, the tight end out of TCU. Very underrated. He's got the size. 6'5", 253. Also can go out there, receive, but mainly you're going to probably use him as a blocker just because of his size. I really like this signing. Now, these guys, I don't know if they're going to make the team. These are undrafted free agents. The only guaranteed undrafted free agent that I see happening is probably Xavier Restrepo. But 2 signings, you got to give a winner to that because you go in there trying out without a contract, you're coming out making some money. And then we also have the final loser, and that is the minicamp cuts. There was 2 of them after. You didn't show out, and you're going to be trying to look for another opportunity to get in the NFL. Virgil Lemons. Not going to lie, I said this to one of the guys at Chat Sports. I said this, and I said, yeah, you know anything about Virgil Lemons? He was like, that is not a real person. West Florida, the Argonauts, 20 tackles, 1 interception. And then you got a Power 5 guy, Jaron Thomas, 65 tackles, 2 interceptions, 5 passes batted in 2024. Overall, I mean, seeing the rookie minicamp, you don't really have much winners. You don't really have much losers. But you get to see the draftees and the UDFAs that were signed. You get their first view of the field. And especially, it was exciting to see Cam Ward, just to see him in a Titans uniform and just show the leadership. He was getting to know the Titans rookies, all the other draft picks, before they even went to practice, before they hit the field. That's what I want out of my quarterback. And I'm ready for the season. That gets you hype. It's May. We still got June, July, August. We got 4 months to go until the season starts. 4 months until the regular season. If you're ready, like I'm ready, spam Tennessee down in the comments. And also, hit that thumbs up icon, turn your notifications on, and subscribe to Titans Today, because we're going to give you Titans coverage all throughout the offseason. I'm your host, Brett Alper, and as always, tighten up.